Right. I think we're working. Yeah, we're back. Right, sorry about that, folks. If you're wondering what I was doing, I didn't realise that when you kick OBS back in, if you're halfway through a stream, it kicks in live again. So I was just getting on my phone to actually contact you guys to say, yeah, we're live. So, I think we're back.
Just tell them that we've had bad thunder and lightning, and that's what it probably is.
Luckily, there's enough people from the UK to sort of know that we're in Stoke. Yeah, if you weren't aware, we've got hit by quite a beast of a thunderstorm. Yeah, literally just before the show. Now, I thought it all resolved and all the lightning and everything had stopped, but obviously there's ongoing issues. So apologies about that. I am back. If I do disappear again, yeah, it will be a power cut. Give me a couple of minutes to get everything switched back on. Yeah, I'll keep in touch with you via the phone, okay? Because I can talk to you. Soundboy, we can't hear you. Can't hear me. Why can't you hear me? What's that? Drop frames? Okay. Guys, can you hear me okay? Everything my side says you should be able to hear me okay. Just confirm you can. Mel, no sound. Anyone else having problems with sound? I can hear you fine. Right, so it ain't my side. Right, that's cool. Right, there you go. Right, back. Pause that. No, we're not live behind the scenery. Just let me put the watch quality. Right, what else has it just done? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Right, that should be done. It's not making it easy for me, is it? Right. Yeah, look at the questions. Do we have questions already? Oh, damn, got questions. Got 5 questions, alright. We'll get stuck into those in just a second. I just want to make sure we are all good. Yeah. I need to pop out my comments. Yeah, there we go. So I can keep an eye on those. Ba-ba-ba-ba. All hail the Mel. So Mel, before you went offline for the first time, I was asking when we can expect more resin stuff. Rather soon, mate. I'm working on a piece at the minute, another terrain lab. I'm working on resin tints, tint mixing, and undercolours. Yeah, because I figure between Ash's techniques and the stuff I'm doing in the terrain lab and the undercolour stuff, the colour stuff I'm doing with Fred, we should get resin pours nailed. Do you know what I mean? Completely. All the colours, the mixes, ratios, how to do the undercolour base, mixing Ash's technique for varying the whites on it for the substructure, and then all we have to do is tackle doing the stuff on top of the water. Yeah, well, not on top of the water, but on top of the resin. And we should be good, guys. Mel, can I use a grey spray paint by emptying it into a bowl? And will it be the same if I then brush it on mixed with black? No backbone, it won't. The solvent in what you call it, the carrier will evaporate. That's what it's supposed to do. That's why what you call it. I mean, it will it'll stay wet for a little while, but I wouldn't recommend it. Do you know what I mean? Why not just get normal paint? Yeah. Yes, if you've got any terrain questions, submit them via the links below. Also, oh, hello.
Hello.
What is that?
It's a towel on my head to dry my hair.
Ah, is that what it is?
Yes.
You just wanted to crash the live show, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes, of course you did. You're going to sit down then?
Okay.
Come on.
On you.
Of course you're going to sit on me. Why would you not sit on me? This is different, isn't it? Oh, did I just stand on your toe?
No, you scraped my nail back.
Oh, are you alright? Oh, bad dad. Let me have a look. Oh, you'll live. That's nothing. You're tougher than that, girl. Right. Looks different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Planking?
Yeah.
You're not on me. You're not planking on me.
Yes.
As you know, at the start of the show, we normally have this before they get sent to bed. We've actually got a lot of children in the house tonight because we've got our two, and then we've got two for a sleepover, haven't we?
Yeah, Amelia and Reese.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to give their names out. Right, okay. Do you want to give their addresses out as well while you're out? No. People are saying hi, Willow. Annalee's in. Greetings from Charlotte and I.
Hello.
Right.
Can you put it on full screen?
Can I put it on full screen? This bit?
Yeah.
Well, I can go to the editor. You can see it on a...
Weird being tiny.
And we can put it on that one.
Yeah.
Do you like the chat?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Could you keep it like that?
You should see what happens when when people give donations.
What happens?
Yeah, a big zombie comes up and runs across the screen. Yeah, but...
Somebody give a donation. I need to see this.
Calm down. What do you call it? But it's a GIF, yeah? An animated GIF. You know what one of those is, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's an animated GIF of me doing the Melda, the gopher dance somewhere out there. So I was thinking I could replace the zombie with the gopher dance.
Can we try it?
I haven't got the GIF at the minute, but we'll have to figure it out. But yes, links down below, not only to the questions, which I'm going to get stuck in with Willow in just a second, yeah, but also to the Amazon Studio kit list if you'd like to help me out with kit at the studio and like to support support the channel. Oh,
Do you like my new hair?
Alright, that's not new hair, darling, that's the same hair.
Yeah, it's new.
I was in the middle of doing my pitch there. Uh-oh, what was that?
Donation!
No, that wasn't a donation.
Aww.
Right. You're going to have to sit up a little, darling, because I can't sit like this for much longer.
Wait,
Oh!
my towel fell off.
Oh!
Let me do that again.
Why is the sound level so low? I don't know, it's fine at my side.
It is fine.
You're supposed to say GIF, not GIF.
GIF. GIF.
Right. Right, I have my phone. 1 second. Now, we should be tied into the donation thing, so when people make donations, we should get a notification, but we'll keep an eye on this nonetheless. But also, I need my OBS. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Remote control. Right, okay. So remote ain't working. Alright, no worries, we can do this anyway. Right. I like the new interface. The scrolling looks very professional, like a newsreel. It does, doesn't it? Quite chuffed with it. It's just new software. I'm trying to get my head around it, guys, because it's what I want to use in the studio. Yeah, and it's definitely giving us a better image.
I'm now on the stream.
Right, okay. You coming on the stream, are you?
Yes.
Alright then. Since it isn't a school day tomorrow.
Hi, Mimi.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
What was that?
It's a zombie.
Yeah.
Why do you have a zombie?
Yeah.
I have a zombie every time someone makes a donation. But it appears to say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was messing around with the settings trying to see how you can change things, and I think I may have changed things not for the better, guys.
Do you think the thunder and lightning stuff?
We donated bits as we can. We don't appreciate you, Mel. Thank you, Annalie. Right. It's Mel's second boss, isn't it? Just the Willow-nator.
Wait, Amelia's probably like, I'm just gonna go tell her.
You're just going to tell her you're live on YouTube. You can't leave your friend. You can only come on the live show for 5 minutes, okay? Right.
Oh, yeah.
Do I change it?
There you go.
Why is there no school? It's a bank holiday. Can you shut that door? Oh, hello, mouse.
Hello.
Say hello to the internet.
Hello.
They can't see you. You have to squeeze in there. Right. Yes, the zombie. Hey, Mal. Hello. Right, okay, so you know what we're doing. We are raising towards, upgrading the studio audio, because my audio I've listened in the studio and it's awful on live shows, and it could do with improving a bit more. So I'm thinking about getting a proper directional mic, proper sound recording, and record it separate to the video. Yeah, that'll also help me when I go out on interviews and stuff like that, because I've got lapel mics. So, if you're wondering what this thing is up in there, okay, that's, how far we are off hitting that total. It's a tracker. Yeah, now it says 30 days to go because there's no arbitrary time limit. We'll hit it when we hit it as your donations come in, guys. Yeah, there's no rush for it, so I just put 30 days on it, and we'll see how we do. Right, banks have holidays in Britain? We do. Right. Is that a German zombie? I don't know. Kids have a week off here. No, when's your holiday?
It's a week off.
No, you're not on half term yet, are you?
Yeah.
Actually, you are, aren't you, on half term? It's not bank holiday. It's half term, isn't it? But it's a bank holiday as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, it turns out my kids are off for the week as well.
Wait, were you going to drop me off in school?
Believe it or not, I've done it once before, haven't I?
Yes.
we have
My
literally...
mum almost did that.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
What, take you to school and there was no school on? Well, I can't laugh at her because I actually did take Willow to school. We got to the school and we got to the school gates and there was no one there. And we'd got really, the school was shut and we got off early and we went through a normal morning, got the kids in the car, off to school, got to school. Is school open?
No. Yeah, you nearly dropped me off.
That was lucky, wasn't it? I wouldn't drop you off if there was no one there. I only drop you off when I notice it. Anyone notice that PayPal has upped their fees considerably? In what sense, Odin? Martin the Warrior doesn't have half terms in Scotland. Ooh.
No
that
half
scares you, doesn't it? Look at her face.
I ain't ever going to Scotland. No. We need our weekends.
School is nice, just have to be on the teacher side of things. Kids are not off here in the public school for another month or so. Same Mal, I took my daughter to school and the cleaner told me at the gates it was shut. That's parent autopilot, isn't it? Where you just wake up in the morning and it's a Monday, we do the routine, do it.
And
is this a weekend of bank holiday or is it next week, Mel? Check calendar. Might be next week actually.
Next week.
No, what you call it? Spring bank holiday is what you call it, 28th of May. They're asking for £1 in fees to send £1. What?
Wait, they're asking to send £1 for a holiday?
No. What you call it? That seems a bit excessive, dude.
We're going to make a conspiracy. Yeah. We just had Monday off.
Oh! But what?
100! Oh. He donated £100.
Dollars, but yes. That's going to hit the screen any second.
Watch for the dancing zombie.
For the dancing zombie. Thank you, Richard. Okay, here we go.
Where's the dancing zombie?
Wow. Hell, dude.
There.
There?
Dancing zombie. Dancing zombie.
Check you don't have a box ticked. Yeah. Always when you submit paying for money, always check what boxes you have ticked. Mel, someone's done a super chat. No doubt. Thank you, Richard. Thank you greatly. If you got a question, dude, least I can do is answer all the question. Any question you got, mate?
Oh, yeah.
He did
Professor
25.
25?
I told you it says it. Oh,
Okay, why hasn't the 100 come up on the on the donation
Well,
tracker?
somebody just donated 25.
I know, but I know, and thank you.
Do you
Who
think
was
it
it?
can only go up to a certain amount?
I don't know. I'm wondering why it shows on there, and I know this announced because we saw the announcement, didn't we? That someone had donated 100, but it hasn't gone on there yet. So I wonder how that works.
Maybe it takes a lot of time because it's such an amount.
That's Callum Freeman. Right, we need to see who just donated that 25.
If you did,
Dance, Mel, please. I will finish the show with a dance.
come on, you gotta let us see it now.
I'll dance if you dance.
Okay. I'm not dancing.
You're on the show. You've got to dance. Shall we dance? And then I can get stuck in because I've got questions to answer, yeah?
Okay, come on.
So if we'll all dance and then you two can bugger off upstairs and get on with your girly sort of... What are you doing? Killing people on Minecraft?
No, Corbin took the computer saying that it's his now. So only his and me to play Minecraft.
Corbin took the computer. After Mum told him not to.
Yep.
He's living dangerously, isn't he? Do you want to pick the towel up off the floor? Right, dance!
Dance! Come on, don't be a baby, Amelia.
I would wager that you will get the mic upgrade funds before the stream ends. Indeed, indeed. Because there's another $100 on top of this. What you... Right, Professor Scaremanga. Thank you, buddy, for the 25. Much appreciated. Right. Oh, this is cool. No one can see my face.
Daddy's too tall. I'll stand
All
by
right.
Amelia.
We know the drill, don't we? No, one either side. You frame me perfectly. Right. Do you know how to do the gopher dance?
No.
Right. You won't have seen the film now it's from, I can promise you. Yeah, because you haven't, have you? No. No, you
I
haven't.
think I know what dancing is.
Right. You've got to put your arms at the side, yeah? Come on. Yeah? And your hands have got to go like that. Yeah? So you practice that for me? No, like that. Yeah? Okay. Right, now, put your arms. Now your hips go around in a circle. Yeah, so you got the hips? No. Big circle. Yeah, like you're warming up at school, yeah? Yeah, right, so...
School.
Did you not? You should have warmed up properly.
No.
Right, arms and hips. Ready? Off we go. Come on, swing those hips, girl. And that's all you're getting for now, guys. Right, you two run.
We're going to go into one.
Go on. Let's be honest, it's the start of every show, isn't it? Right, you need music. We do need. It's got to be to Aqua Barbie. Shake your booty. Chicken dance. It's the gopher dance. It's from Caddyshack. Yeah. If you don't know it, there's a film called Caddyshack. It's quite good, but don't let your kids watch it, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But as part of it, there's this little gopher that goes round ruining the golf lawns. Yeah, but he's got a little dance. And it's so brilliant. See. Well done, Mel. Well done.
So do you know the APU, the anti-poaching unit?
Yes.
They were found with smoking on site. There's no smoking on site.
If I remember correctly last week, it only picks up donations through Streamlabs. Yeah, but the only thing I'm reading what Tam says, but the thing that confuses me is we got the announcement, didn't we, that someone had donated $100. So it's obviously picked it up, but it hasn't put it in there and it hasn't put it in there. So I will have to look into that, Richard, but don't worry, it is appreciated. The movie is terrible. We've got I love Caddyshack, and then right under it we've got the movie is terrible. Mel should make another YouTube channel called The Dance Tutor. Me and Kez went for dance lessons once. No worries, Odin, no worries at all. Where'd you get your styrofoam from? Panel systems. To be truthful, I don't get it from anywhere. I've got... Go on. Come on, I've got to get cracked on with my show now. Alright, love you. Right. Hello to all you terrainiacs. Right. And calm. We're a half hour in. The first half hour is always crazy. So, shall we get stuck into some questions? Remember, guys, I've got a chair here, yes. Yes, you can, but you'll have to come past the YouTube thing. Yes, I know you're wearing your funky pyjama trousers, Dom. Here comes Dominic, yeah, one of Kerry's friends. Look at him, yeah.
Modelling.
This is the future of science, along with Kerry.
Hey, he's a genius, he is.
He may be a genius, yeah, but we're still screwed. Go on, right, leave me to your show.
Right, come on, dogs, out.
Out, dogs, women, adults, children, everyone out unless you're bringing me a brew or a cookie. Thank you.
Sorry.
How about a brew? That ain't gonna work, is it? Right. How was your evening out with Kez? We all missed you. It was brilliant. We went to see Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
Ewan's cellar is flooding? Oh, dude. Whereabouts in the world are you, Ewan? I mean, I know you're in the UK. What's your opinion on 3D printing terrain? I get asked that quite a bit, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, and it's not a topic I'm going to go into right now because it's a long one. I think it has its places and essentially it is a tool with terrain building. Yeah? The Badger Botherer Brunch. Bunch of bodgerers. Came through in the super chat, so I believe it won't go into the total funds. Will only go when it's donated through what you wanted to have it set, so it might need tweaking. I'll have to have a play with that, but it's acknowledged, and that's the main thing. Yeah, no one's being missed, or I hope no one's being missed. Yeah, we'll just have to figure out the super chats into the donation ticker and the donation tracker. I don't know how that works. Yeah, I definitely need a fix to the brew situation. My brew is down to its last 10%. Right, questions. That's what we're here for. Right, I've got 8 questions. Okay, so let's just do them, eh? In fact, do that. Pull that one in so I can see both the questions and the comments. It's like the future. Right, so first question, individuals. Any tips for rocky terrain? A bit of a broad question, that, isn't it? Do you mean you want to make rocky terrain? You want to make terrain out of rocks? Well, rocky terrain made out of rocks would be rocky terrain. Loads of tips for making rocky terrain. There's an entire playlist. I think it's got about 40 videos in it. Yeah, on hills, cliffs, terrain techniques, hills, cliffs, and rocks, outcrops, I think. Yeah. Tell you what, Jamie. Yeah. Have another go at the question. Yeah, because there's so many tips for rocky terrain that's quite difficult. It's too broad, mate. It's like, have you got any tips for making terrain? Yes, tons. Hello, you. It's alright, camera's pointing this way. You won't appear on it, except from that camera.
I don't care.
Well, come here and give me a kiss then, woman.
No.
Why do you not love me?
You know I do.
You come here and give me a kiss, wouldn't you?
No, you come here.
Meet you
You
halfway.
want them that much? No, because I know what you're going to do. I know what you're going
What
to
do you mean? Don't walk away from me. Well, there's trust in a relationship, isn't it? Don't come back now you ran off, woman. No, don't be playing this I love you malarkey. I came to give you love.
I've just made you
no,
coffee.
no.
Doesn't that say
Don't.
all?
Don't. No.
Now you
Stop.
should be greedy. Come on, Mila.
I'm being greedy. You
Yeah.
run off and I'm in.
Greedy.
How am I in the fault? Right. Rocky terrain. Maybe a boxing ring. My kids are here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mike. I like that. Oh, yeah. I met you a few weeks ago, Warlord Games, when you gave the modular trenches away. Oh yeah. Didn't know you at the time, but really wish I spoke to you. Your channel is amazing. Keep going, Mel. You're great. Should have just come and chatted to me, dude. That's what everyone does. I chat to everyone. Oh no, that's too low. Are you going to make a video about painting that wire tree? Do you know what? That wire tree's been in a box for over a year. The Kez and the new bow. Check PayPal. Michael, don't need to. Already seen your donation, dude. And you are on the screen for your donation down there. It's just, I like this. Yeah. We're getting there because we're actually $100 on top. Well, not $100 because of Super Chat. Probably 66. So we're $100 in. Yeah. Getting there. How's your styling abroad coming along? Have you started it already? I've planned it out. Part of the problem, it's not just about making the terrain, yeah? I've also got to figure out how I'm going to film it, yeah? Because out of it, I've got customizing MDF buildings, rubble piles, distressing buildings, cobblestone roads, and a couple of other tutorial requests. Now, tutorials have to be filmed over the entirety of the process, okay? So what you need to do is you need to sit down, you need to come up with a list of what bits you need to film, yeah, for that tutorial. Because in the past what I've done is I've tried this, and when I've got to the end of the build, I've realised I've missed out on perhaps 1 or 2 stages that I should have filmed for the tutorial bit, yeah, and I haven't had the tutorial content. And so at the minute I'm planning and finalising what tutorial. I'm reaching out to my patrons and asking them what tutorials, you know, they'd like out of this build that are reasonably feasible. I mean, a couple of people asked for sewer combat with it, you know, it loosely being based around Stalingrad, and it was like, that's just out of the scope of this build, you know, time-wise, etc. And so I'm just about to start it. I should be starting it this week. Yeah, I've just got to finish off planning out the last tutorial, which is the rubble one. At what point do you start filming it? You know, which elements do you have to include, that sort of stuff. And passed over the Shire where I live. We've got friends who live by Iron Bridge, and they say they're flooded out. Right, let's go on to another question. Let's get cracked on, eh? Remember, if you've got any questions, the link for them is down below, as well as the studio wish list, the link to Patreon, and also the donate that appears on screen that helps us get that studio kit thing there. Right. What is the best way to get a topographical look for a volcano? A topographical? If you're doing topographical, topographical is a top-down look. Yeah. So if you're trying to create a 3D, I mean, surely it would be the same. I understand what you're saying, because there's a challenge, isn't there? Because normally when you look at topographical graphs, topographical maps, they run on contour lines, and you judge the way the world is shaped by those contour lines. But volcanoes are quite challenging because...
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Sammy. I can't see that comment. Oh, damn, we need to fix that. Let me just very quickly play that one. Transition that across. Yeah, across to live. Yeah, very quickly. I'm going to give you another, oh yeah, fantastic video, precisely. Precisely what I'm looking for, sort of making 8th edition. Any tips for making solid line of light blocking structures? Keep up the first class work, mate. Right, Sammy, very quickly, because you donated, here's your quick answer. There's go and have a look in my playlists. Look at Terrain Techniques Urban. Okay, inside there you will find a whole ton, yeah, of foam board and polystyrene building techniques for making buildings, which are great for line of sight blocking terrain. If you want to keep it a bit more natural, then drop it into the Hills playlist, and there's quite a few in there that'll work for line of sight blocking terrain. And thanks for the donation, buddy. Right. So back to topographical, topographical volcanoes. Yeah, there's an issue with contour lines, because what you get is you get the circles, yeah, and the closer they are, the steeper the bank. and they sort of go up, but obviously your volcano dips down in the center, yeah, but that wouldn't show on the lines, yeah. So if I was to do it, I would perhaps do the change in altitude gradients in color, okay, because at least that way people naturally looking at it will be able to tell what it is. You know, lighter towards the top is typical, and then where you've got the darker side, you know, you've got the, what you call it, you've got the issue, they can see that that's a depression, so it would give the idea that it's a volcano. That's the only way I can think of doing it, to be perfectly honest. Unless you're going to watch colour, unless you're going to do it as an active volcano and just colour in the top of it, because it's going to be a flat surface. It sounds like you're doing something like probably Wings of Glory or Blood Red Skies, is it? Volcano. Where would you be bombing? Would it be Midway? Would it be the Battle of Midway, or would it be Pearl Harbor? Because that's Hawaii, isn't it? And Hawaii has a volcano. Look at this. We're working out what game he's playing and where he's basing his game based on a simple question. Druid, that was abysmal. What was abysmal? Oh, yeah, the London Grand Tournament. Enough said. Yeah, but this is Grem's question. So I know Grem's in the chat unless he's run off. But, right, Grem, are you playing an aerial combat game based on Pearl Harbor? Ewan, we finally have the time to create exactly what we want and don't care about what others might say about our hobby. Why, what are the... I am very old. I think I might... I think that it might be a bit of a trend in Terrainia. What, the oldness? We have young terrainiacs. Right, let's crack on with these questions. Keep an eye, Graham. I'm making a fantasy map on my wall. Alright then, well, it was a good guess. Yeah, but yeah, I would either go with the colours, mate, or if you can't, go with the lava. And I think you'll get results with that. Right. And talking about lava, we've got a lava question from Jimmy T. Right, Jimmy. Hi, Mal. I'm currently planning a lava terrain board. Do you have any suggestions on how to make larger fissures like those currently appearing on Hawaii? Guys, I swear I didn't see this question before. I've just started doing it. I'm struggling, yeah, because I'll be honest, guys, I haven't seen the footage of the lava fissures on Hawaii. So give me 2 seconds. Lava fissures Hawaii. Holy hell. So essentially what you're looking at is eruptions, aren't you? Minor eruptions and splits. Oh, will you shut up? Do you know what? That'd be quite challenging. I don't, off the top of my head, I'm not sure how I would. I mean, the fissures aren't a problem. I mean, there's Gregor in the terrainiacs. He's got his, what you call it, Ironkeep Studios. Go and have a look at his lava. Yeah, it's awesome. It's the one I bring up every single time we talk about lava. Yeah, because it's beautiful. Because he's got the brightness of it. Yeah, which most lava sort of boards sort of fail at. But so the actual fissure, literally carving a trench, you know, put the lava technique in with OSL lighting. But the actual eruption, I don't know, mate. What do you lot reckon? How would you go? Okay, let's throw this out to the community, because I am struggling on this one. Yeah, I mean, I can see something perhaps resiny. Yeah, perhaps commercially bought for the actual bulk of the eruption, but you got the spray. What would you do? How would you do it? 14 by 18 is going to require very long arms to play with, or those pusher things. Oh. No one's listening to me, are they? No one's answered it. Oh, what? Was Mel talking? Right. I don't know, dude, is the answer for the fishes. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can see a couple of options, and you could probably do something with acrylic caulking because you could get that splash effect with a bit of work. But the actual full eruption, Pagan Shredhead is saying I'd probably go with wires and milliput. Yeah. Rob's saying Coke and Mentos make a good volcano. I bet they do, but you wouldn't want them on your terrain board, would you? Gaz is asking about what's got high-end tutorials for game boards, light sounds. I've got something planned, but it's a rather expensive build, and I've got no one to buy it. Yeah. And so I can't fund it myself. Yeah, but I do have something for that. Quiet, Mel, you're drowning out the chat. Grawley, hello, dude. Coat pipe cleaners and glue, then paint red and bend. Yeah, it's the spray. I'm looking at these pictures. I mean, the actual lava flow and that sort of stuff. Like I say, go check out Gregor's. I'm gonna have to give that a go, to be truthful. I've done some smaller lava droplets and spurts with wire and PVA drops. I think that's the only way you could possibly do it. I mean, you could probably get strong fishing twine, which would be more transparent. But then you watch what your droplets are going to wave every time you hit every time you touch the table. All right. Lava is something we should play with, isn't it? Not in the studio. Well. If you check your PayPal, you can cross some more off your mic total. Can I? Now, you see, this is where... Okay, right. Now, I don't know how to add people onto here. Okay, see activity. Who have we got? We've got Sammy. We've got Odin's donation. We've got you. 25 Ewan. Calm down, dude. Thank you. You see, I don't know whose names are on. From Annie C. Thank you. Another 25. We've got Mike H, haven't we? I think that's everyone. Thank you, guys. I don't know how to tie them in. Right. No, you should never ever play with lava. Druid, it picks up straight from his PayPal. That's cool. Has it picked up from has it picked up Ewan's? Because I don't see it picking up Ewan's. Okay, last one. Do you still have plans to take a trip to Scandinavia? Yes, I would like to at some point. Only via the Streamlabs link on the left. Right, Lava is something we should play with, said the terrain tutor, taken out of context and dropped into Hawaii news. Oh, don't do that to me. I'll get into trouble. Big trouble. Like the sort of trouble that get the kids grounded. Any more work coming up with Asher? No, Watcher, there isn't as yet. Not because Asher hasn't got anything that isn't worth seeing. It's just that I want to, before I do any more work with Asher, I want to be able to have taken what she's already shown us, be able to work it, and show her what we're doing with it to see if she can say, well, have you thought about this, that sort of stuff. And there's a couple of other techniques that she wants to show me. but I want to get my head round this sort of stuff. Right. Right. Matthew, Tetrix Wargaming. How to make a trench-like appearance. I've got tree stumps and sandbags made, but don't know how to do the trenches with expanding foam. Please help, that'd be nice for my Warhammer 40k Marines. Dude, you are in luck, okay? First off, with the expanding foam, yeah, you're going to want to, if expanding foam, the squirty expanding foam is all you've got, then you want to get some sheets of baking powder, and when you do your expanding squirty foam, do it in thin runs, okay, to get like long parallel lines. Once that's expanded, you can start shaping it up and that sort of stuff. Now, rather than going into a massive long discussion about how to do trenches, just simply go and have a look at my Let's Make Trenches, Modular Trenches video. Okay, it's in the Let's Make playlist, and there's 5 videos on there that go through all the key points of covering all sorts of stuff you'd like to do with trenches. It's all in there for you, mate. So every answer you're after for, it's in the Let's Make playlist. See, I like this. I like when I've actually got the video answer done, because that was the idea behind the terrain tutor. You know, video answers, references to all this stuff. That's why it's organised like a library of techniques. You know, when it comes to the terrain techniques, we've got, you know, water and ice and snow, and then we've got the urban one, then we've got the foliage one, then we've got the sort of not the foliage one, then we've got the rocks and the rocks and the cliffs and the hills. Don't fire foam at baking powder, it'll go everywhere. I didn't say baking powder, I said baking paper, mate. Have you tried using tinted UV to get a burst of water under the steam? Whoa, Richard Lowe, what's Richard asking? But I want a spout of water with it too. If you want it transparent, you're going to have to cast it, mate, more than likely. Out of resin. You know, a deep pour resin. Right, but yeah, that's how I'd handle trenches, guys. Okay, next question. Okay, next question. Anders J. Mr. Anderson. Yeah, I used DAS for my first time recently. I used it on a GW base, but it came loose. What kind of glue do you recommend? Water. Okay, right, if you want to know how to work with DAS, you are in luck, mate. Yeah, my last video was exactly how to work with DAS, and in the first 5 minutes I showed why DAS falls off things when you try and stick it down. I also showed the technique to fix it. Yeah, basically all you need to do is, first, with it being a GW base and with it being plastic, if it's completely smooth, give it a bit of scratch with sandpaper so that the DAS has got something to key in. But basically, just put a bit of water down first before you put your DAS on your base, mate. That'll help the DAS dissolve, soak in, and key itself in, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so, easy answer there for you, buddy. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. No, you definitely said powder. Did I definitely say powder? Oh. Baking parchment. Or paper. Not powder. Don't use powder. Powder would be bad. Powder would be very bad. Yeah. Right. Next question. We are on 7 of 13. Mal, I was wondering, for your upcoming vid series on Middle Ages, etc., have you gone anywhere for research like the Pendon Museum, old school railway and scratch build thatch roof, or Flag Fen, reconstructed Iron Age houses and the like? I haven't gone anywhere specifically for for researching the Let's Make series, but yeah, my entire life, first off, I lived in North Wales. I grew up in North Wales, yeah, and every family outing was to a castle or to something historical, yeah. On top of that, the entire family are both members of the English Heritage and the National Trust, and historic things are what we do. On top of that, I follow quite a few channels. I follow Lindy, I follow Shade, I follow a few others on historical stuff. So I've already got quite a good idea on things, yeah. But when it comes to doing specific videos, say on long houses or on thatch technique, I am going away and just making sure of things I'm in the right place before doing the video. Now that isn't going out and physically seeing these. It's you know, it's hitting the Google books. It's pulling stuff off Amazon, you know, off Amazon Prime. Yeah, because you can get free books on Amazon Prime, so you can get all sorts of reference books on there. Yeah, only as like, what do they call them? E-books. Yeah, but I don't need the physical ones. I just need to check into information. Yeah, so I am doing quite a bit of research, but only as in specific areas. Yeah, I actually know the angles required for thatch roofing and shingle roofing. Love the recent post on the terrainiacs page. Yeah, it's been good some ones recently. I'm really enjoying the standing stones and the whole through the ages theme. Yeah, I think it's what you call it. I think it works well. We'll do a bit of historical, then we'll jump into some sci-fi, and we'll just jump about. How to repair damaged gaming boards and terrain, whether it be via players or just cack-handed public pouring it. Yeah, Druid, a fixing terrain video would probably be good. Yeah, I need some terrain to fix first, obviously. Yeah, new folks, like Kat's saying, if you're not part of the terrainiacs group, make sure you go down to the bottom of the description. There's a link to the terrainiacs support group there. Just remember, answer the question with yes before you watch when you apply, because if you don't, Kerry won't let you in. Right. Okay, that was Wombat's question on the Middle Ages. Onwards and upwards. Toby. Where do you buy styrofoam? I buy it from Panel Systems, mainly. I also buy it from Jackador Insulation. That's a that's a UK supplier, obviously. With your saying styrofoam rather than polystyrene, I'm assuming what you call it. You're American, so you can probably find high density stuff in Lowe's, mate. Needs his terrain to be broken. You know, Diggy, I don't need volunteers to break my terrain, thank you very much. Everyone is really nice with their advice and tips. We're a great group. Yeah, I give the advice, you give the tips. Boom, boom! Broken terrain, let the kids back in. Actually, my kids are really good with terrain. I think it comes from the fact that they are terrain builders themselves. You know, both of them build terrain and decent terrain at that. You know, they're both quite skilled. And so they have a respect for it. We need 10mm terrain. Yeah, we do need to do what you call it. What would be the best material for making 1/28 scale Colosseum Mel? High density foam, maybe? Yeah, but you're going to want thin stuff, aren't you? Oh, will you shut up about low disk space? Ever since the last Windows update, yeah, there's a drive on my computer which I'm assuming has something to do with Windows Update, which says it's full, but I can't see anything in it at all. And I've got no control over it. Yeah? So, thanks, Windows. Speaking of great groups, ever thought about starting a Discord channel? Do you know, I've heard a lot about Discord, but I'm not sure what it is. You know me. Yeah, I'm a bit of a Luddite like this. Mel, that was the key. They have respect for it. You have raised them right. Yeah, they break my terrain. I'll break bloody theirs. They have respect for consequences. I have this simple way of punishing my kids. I am not one of these dads, yeah, who, you know, I'm actually quite a strict dad. Yeah, but you only have to be a strict dad at... Oh, thank you, mate. 1 second. Yeah, I'm quite a strict dad, but I've only had to be strict at the start because the kids have learned just to do what I say generally. But I have this disciplinary method when it comes to punishments. Okay, if you do the same thing again, yeah, don't expect the same punishment. Punishment's double every time. Corbin got to the threat of a 2-month tech ban before he pulled in line with it with switching things off at night. Right, remember guys, if you do have terrain questions, there's a link down below, okay, to get them in. It's the Google Doc. Just submit your question there so I can see it nice and clearly so I don't miss it if you submit it in the comments. I often miss the ones in the comments. And if you do enjoy this and you find the answers helpful, yeah, ways to support me on Patreon and tips down below as well. Finally, a donation. Been watching you for 2 years now and never made a donation. Well, thank you, Matt. Yeah, only a small one today. More to come in the future, Mels. Your tutorials have helped me exponentially. I hope to return this appreciation properly soon. Thank you, buddy. I'm glad they've helped you. Right. Question 9. No, I'm not answering that one. Right. Jamie, don't just keep asking any tips on rocky terrain. Be more specific, mate. I can't answer such a generic question. Okay, Gary H. How would you go on about doing a wasteland with lava and cracked earth? What is this? The lava show? Okay, for the lava and the cracked earth, we've talked about lava earlier. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into the lava too much. Well, actually, I'll touch on the lava. Yeah, very quickly. I'm not going to touch it. I'll touch on it. Yeah, but the cracked earth. For the fissures and that sort of stuff, you obviously want to put some sort of foam down that you can carve the fissures out. It is always infinitesimally, easier, or it's always easier to carve your fissures out the foam before you glue them down. Yeah, it's just something. It's a bit like carving rivers. If you glue foam down to to boards and then try and carve a river out of it, you're gonna have problems. Now, with regards to the actual lava, I'd probably look at acrylic caulking. Yeah, the reason being is you can lay acrylic caulking down quite thickly, and then you can lay it on top of itself in certain ways that it overlaps, and it still maintains a reasonable amount of density as it settles and cures, which means you get that weird lava overlapping technique. So that's how I would do the lava itself, okay, with the acrylic caulking doing the overlapping. And then, yeah, going back to our earlier question on lava and that sort of stuff, for the colours, go have a look at Gregor from Ironkeep Studios. I'm going to have to do a tutorial on it, and I'll give him full credit in the tutorial, obviously, but that way I'll have a video I can point to people at, because I don't have a specific, place to actually notify it. So Ghost Poop says he's just joined Patreon. Welcome aboard, mate. I should have a notification about that. It should have told me. Recent event live actions. I wonder how often that one updates. Because it is linked to Patreon. Right. So yeah, Gary, that's how I'd handle the lava, the cracked earth. Use HD foam or even expanded, to be truthful. Yeah, cut your fissures out and your fissures before you glue it down, mate. Use acrylic caulking for actually laying the lava flow, because I think that works best. And then go have a look at Gregor's from Ironkeep Studios. Yeah, that's really getting on my... I need tech support. Right. Gary's saying, thanks for answering my question, mate. I really appreciate it. That's what I'm here for, buddy. Right, question 10 of 16. Okay, Gary's saying, can you use chalk instead of buying weathering powders? Only if you're going for white. Yeah, you can use chalk quite good on brick effects. The issue is, when it's white, it's inert. It hasn't been dyed with anything. So if you varnish it or you do anything, the colour isn't going to bleed out of it. The moment you go to the coloured chalks, okay, they're dyed and they're not inert. So if you spray them, there's a chance that you'll get colour bleed out of them, leaving white at the top and colour whatever the colour was draining in various concentrations into the area around it. But basically, so don't use chalks unless you're using what you call it white. Now weathering powders are actual minerals. Yeah, they're chosen. The reason why they're expensive is because they are specifically chosen. Yeah, because that's their natural colour. Okay, whereas chalk's natural colour is white. Yeah, you know, for the various weathering powders, whatever mineral they are, that's their natural colour. So if you mix them with water and you do things, the colour won't bleed out of them. Okay, yeah. So when it comes to weathering powders, yeah, chalk's fine for white, for brickwork, or anything you want to use white for. Yeah, because that's its inert colour, its natural colour. Don't use coloured chalks, or the moment you seal it, or do anything more with it, or do something else, or it gets into the environment and the moisture in the environment, if it isn't sealed, you're going to have problems, mate. My account on Patreon is called I Choose Violence. Right, dude? Hey, James? Right. But yeah. If so, what's the best way of sealing them into model building structures? To be truthful, the best way of sealing them is hairspray. Yeah? You give them a quick coat of hairspray. A quick coat of hairspray will hold them in place. Because typically you only do the weathering powders in the final stages. Yeah, it's typically just before sealing. So if you give them a quick blast of hairspray first, the hairspray will hold them in place whilst you go over. And if it's a building, which it typically is with weathering powders, you're going to be wanting to use a matte spray. You don't really want to be using watered down PVA on buildings, to be truthful. PVA, watered down PVA is more for materials that will absorb, so your foliages, your grounds, that sort of stuff. Your buildings, you want a matte spray on, yeah, but hairspray will hold your weathering powders in place, yeah, for you to get a matte spray on. I don't recommend using hairspray as a way of finalising, you know what you call it, holding the stuff down. Basically because it is a lacquer, but it's not a permanent lacquer, it's moisture sensitive. So a particularly damp day could reactivate it. Use Winsor & Newton's Artist Sealant for fixing the colours. Chalks and pastels. Smells like pear drops and no colour bleeds. So it's got some sort of acetone in there. Nice. Right, Gary. Glad it helped. Hairspray will blow pigments away. Depends on how they're rubbed and how far you are, what you call it, how you're spraying it. Remember, you don't have to spray directly. I'm sure I've done a video on spraying, haven't I? On the basic principles of spraying with air. Oh. No, I haven't. I've talked. Oh. Okay, guys, very quick one. I'm not going to go into a massive one because I just realised I thought I'd done a video on it. Right, when you're spraying with what you call it, everyone thinks that when you spray directly at an item, and you can, and that's the best thing to do. But if you're dealing with sealing something that you could blow away with the pressure of the spray, you can either spray from higher, yeah, okay, which will put directly over, so gravity helps carry the sealant down, or alternatively, you can peripheral spray. And what peripheral spray is, you know when you spray something, you get the sort of solid coating bang center, and then you get sort of slope off to either side, yeah? Well, you can fire over it, okay? And what you get is the propellant and the blow goes over the material, but the actual physical lacquer falls with gravity like a howitzer and coats, okay? So you don't have to spray it directly, you can spray over it and let it coat down. Once it's starting to go over and it gets a little bit on it, it'll be sticky enough for you to come in and seal it properly. Okay? There you go. Right, let's crack on. With hairspray or lacquers, a bit of distance so they will stop. They will miss to start. Yeah. You did a vid on spraying 3 years ago, Mel. Did I? I have done one then, spraying with aerosol cans and the principles of using aerosol cans. What was I spraying? Yeah. Mel, you did one of your buildings, the urban board, and you were explaining that was when you were about the building. Ah, right, yeah. Mel owns hairspray. What for? For sealing stuff. Chest hair. Yeah, my manly chest hair. I've got. Tell you what. It has to be held into place. If anything has to be, if any hair has to be controlled for Mel, yeah, it's nasal and ear hair. I'm going through second puberty. Right. Jamie's asking, got any tips on how not to get air bubbles in Hearst Arts moulds? Yeah, there's a couple of tips of those. First, when you're mixing it up, try not to be aggressive and try not to whip and introduce air into it. Yeah, the other thing is when you settle it down, you essentially either need to bang the table, which will cause the air bubbles to rise up, yeah, which will then settle. Another thing is you can use wet water in your moulds first. Yeah, clean out any air bubbles that the wet water may trap and that sort of stuff when you submerge it. Right, okay. Get some water, yeah. Put some Flow Aid, Jet. Is it Jet Rinse? It's an American product. Yeah, or a bit of washing up liquid. Put your Hearst Arts moulds in, and when you put them in, they'll fill with water. And then what you'll notice is a couple of